Welcome back to the channel Rare Coins Collections, where we bring you exciting discoveries from the world of numismatics. Today, we're about to take a deep dive into a coin that might seem small but could be worth a pretty penny, literally. We're talking about the United States of America 1-cent Lincoln penny from 1980. Now you might think, it's just a penny, how valuable could it be? Well, hold on to your seats, because we're about to reveal why this particular penny is more than just pocket change and could be worth a small fortune. Stick around to find out just how much this 1980 Lincoln penny might be worth in today's market. Before we get into the value of this particular coin, let's first take a quick trip down memory lane to understand the history behind the Lincoln penny. First minted in 1909, the Lincoln penny has been a staple of American currency for over a century. The coin was introduced to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse features a famous portrait of Lincoln, while the reverse has seen a few changes over the years. Originally, it displayed two wheat stalks, symbolizing the nation's agricultural roots. But in 1959, the design changed to feature the Lincoln Memorial, marking a significant evolution in the design of the coin. Now, let's focus on the 1980 Lincoln penny. In this year, the U.S. Mint produced billions of pennies for circulation. However, what makes the 1980 Lincoln penny intriguing is not the sheer number that was minted but its condition and the possibility of errors. Many of these pennies were used in daily transactions, so they were worn down over time, making uncirculated versions much rarer to find. Uncirculated coins are those that have never been in circulation and show no signs of wear, keeping their shine and details intact. So, while the 1980 penny may seem like just another part of your change, one in perfect condition could be an absolute treasure, but it doesn't stop there. Minting errors can drastically increase the value of any coin, and the 1980 Lincoln penny is no exception. Some of these coins have rare mistakes, such as double die errors, off-center strikes, or other unusual characteristics that set them apart from regular coins. These error pennies are highly sought after by collectors because they're unique, and owning one means having a piece of history that no one else has. Minting errors can make a coin go from being worth just 1 cent to thousands of dollars, depending on the rarity and severity of the mistake. You might be wondering, how do you know if your 1980 Lincoln penny could be worth something? Well, it all comes down to examining the condition of the coin and looking for any unusual features. If you find a 1980 penny that is in pristine, uncirculated condition, it's already worth more than face value. However, if you happen to come across a penny that has a noticeable minting error, you could be sitting on a gold mine. Let's talk about the specifics of how much this coin could be worth. Most 1980 Lincoln pennies in average circulation are valued at just a few cents above face value, maybe 2 to 3 cents depending on their condition. However, when you start looking at coins that are in exceptional condition or have minting errors, the value increases significantly. If you're lucky enough to find a 1980 Lincoln penny in uncirculated condition or one that has a minting error, you could be looking at a value far higher than you'd expect. Now, the moment you've all been waiting for. How much is this little coin really worth? If you happen to have a 1980 Lincoln penny in pristine, uncirculated condition, or if it has one of those rare minting errors, you could be looking at a value of an astonishing $42,000. Yes, you heard that correctly. $42,000 for a single penny. It might sound unbelievable, but in the world of rare coins, this is entirely possible. It's incredible to think that a coin that was originally worth just 1 cent can now fetch a price that would make even the most seasoned collectors do a double take. The combination of rarity, condition, and minting errors makes this 1980 penny something truly special. So, how do you know if you've got a rare 1980 Lincoln penny on your hands? First, check its condition. If it looks like it was just minted yesterday, with no signs of wear or tarnish, it could be worth a lot more than face value. Next, examine the coin for any potential minting errors. Are there any signs of doubling or other strange features that don't match the typical design? If so, you could have an error coin on your hands, and that's a huge win for any collector. If you do find a 1980 Lincoln penny that meets these criteria, make sure to have it professionally graded and authenticated. A certified coin can fetch a much higher price at auction, and knowing its true value is essential before selling or trading it. In conclusion, the 1980 Lincoln penny may seem like an ordinary piece of currency, but it's a perfect example of how a small coin can become a rare and valuable collector's item. Whether it's because of its exceptional condition, the possibility of a minting error, or the fact that it's made from copper, this penny is a treasure in disguise. If you have one of these coins, or if you come across one in your change jar, be sure to take a closer look. You might just be holding on to a piece of history worth a small fortune. Today, we're going to take a closer look at a coin that may seem small but could be hiding a big surprise in terms of value. We're talking about the United States 1-cent Lincoln penny from 1978, a coin that might just be sitting in your collection or in your spare change right now. At first glance, it might seem like an ordinary penny, but as we dig deeper, you'll see why it could be worth a lot more than its face value. By the end of this video, you'll be blown away by just how valuable this little coin could be. So, let's get started. The Lincoln penny, first minted in 1909, has become an iconic part of U.S. currency. It's a coin that has stood the test of time, with the famous image of President Abraham Lincoln featured on the obverse. Over the years, the reverse design has changed a few times, reflecting different aspects of American history. But when we talk about the 1978 Lincoln penny, we're referring to a specific year in the history of this coin, and it's one that's worth your attention. In 1978, the United States Mint produced billions of pennies to meet the demands of everyday transactions. These pennies were made from a copper-plated zinc composition, and at the time, they were widely used in day-to-day life. While it's true that the 1978 penny isn't considered rare on its own, what makes it interesting to collectors is its potential value in certain conditions. When you think of pennies from the late 1970s, most people assume they are just common pieces of currency. But let me tell you, there's more to this coin than meets the eye. One of the most important factors that influenced the value of a 1978 Lincoln penny is its condition. As many of these pennies were circulated heavily, finding one in mint or uncirculated condition is rare. Coins that have been stored well, carefully preserved, and kept away from daily use tend to hold much more value. If you come across a 1978 penny that looks as though it was just freshly minted, you've already got something special. The better the condition, the higher the price it can command. But there's something even more exciting about the 1978 Lincoln penny. Just like many other coins, the 1978 penny can sometimes come with a few unique features or minting errors that make it even more desirable. Minting errors are mistakes made during the production of a coin, and these errors can range from slight imperfections to more noticeable flaws. These errors can significantly increase a coin's value, and collectors are always on the lookout for these rare variations. For example, a 1978 penny with a double die, an off-center strike, or any other unusual features could be worth far more than just its copper value. Let's talk a little more about those minting errors. A double die error, which occurs when the design is struck twice, can create a coin with doubled features, especially noticeable in the numbers or letters. These double dies are highly prized by collectors and can drastically increase the coin's value. Similarly, off-center strikes can happen when the coin is misaligned during the minting process, leading to a coin with a unique appearance. Any of these mistakes can turn an otherwise ordinary coin into a rare collectible. So, you might be wondering, how much could a 1978 Lincoln penny be worth? Well, the value of these pennies can range significantly depending on their condition and any potential minting errors. While most regular circulated 1978 pennies may only be worth a few cents above face value, when you start factoring in excellent condition or errors, that's when the real value begins to shine through. And now, the exciting part: if you're lucky enough to find a 1978 penny in pristine, uncirculated condition, or if it has a rare minting error, it could be worth a jaw-dropping amount. Are you ready for it? A 1978 Lincoln penny with the right condition or error could be worth an incredible $46,000. Yes, that's right, $46,000 for a single penny. It's hard to believe, but in the world of coin collecting, this kind of value is possible when you have a coin that stands out from the rest. The combination of its historical significance, potential minting errors, and excellent condition makes the 1978 Lincoln penny a true gem for any collector. Now, how do you know if you have one of these valuable coins? First, take a close look at the condition of the penny. Does it look like it just came out of the mint? If so, you may have an uncirculated version on your hands. Next, look carefully for any minting errors. Is there a noticeable doubling of numbers or letters? Does the design look slightly off-center? If you notice any of these features, your coin could be worth far more than you'd expect. If you think you've found a rare 1978 Lincoln penny, consider getting it professionally graded. A certified coin can fetch a much higher price at auction or through private sale, and knowing the true value of your coin is essential before making any decisions. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone just starting, the 1978 Lincoln penny could be the perfect addition to your collection. To wrap things up, while the 1978 Lincoln penny might seem like just another coin, it holds the potential to be worth far more than its face value. Whether it's due to its condition, the possibility of a minting error, or its overall rarity, this penny can surprise you with its value. If you come across a 1978 penny in your collection or in your spare change, make sure to take a closer look. You could be holding on to something incredibly valuable, and it might just be worth thousands of dollars. Today, we have a fascinating topic for all of you who love collecting rare and valuable coins. We're going to dive into the world of the 1982 United States Lincoln 1-cent penny, a coin that might seem common at first but holds surprising value for collectors and investors alike. Stick around as we explore what makes this penny so special, why it's worth more than you might think, and just how much one of these coins could fetch in the right condition. You won't believe the value this small penny can bring. First, let's talk about the 1982 Lincoln penny and its place in U.S. history. As you probably know, the Lincoln penny has been a fixture of American currency since 1909. Over the years, its design has changed slightly, but one thing has remained constant: the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. The coin has undergone some changes, though. In 1982, the U.S. Mint made a significant shift in the composition of the penny. Prior to that year, pennies were primarily made of copper. However, in 1982, the Mint switched to using a zinc core with a copper plating due to the rising costs of copper. This change had a big impact on the value and desirability of these pennies in the years to come. Now, while the 1982 penny may seem like a minor change in the history of U.S. currency, this particular year is special for several reasons. The biggest factor that makes the 1982 Lincoln penny so valuable is its unusual composition, and the fact that some pennies from this year were struck with a pure copper content before the switch was made. This means that there are two distinct types of 1982 pennies: those that are made of copper and those that are made of the new zinc-plated composition. To make it a little clearer, let's break it down. The U.S. Mint made both copper and zinc pennies in 1982, but they didn't advertise the change, leaving it to collectors to figure out the difference. What's fascinating is that the copper version, although a small part of the total production, has become extremely valuable to collectors due to its rarity. If you come across a 1982 penny with a copper composition, it could be worth significantly more than the typical zinc version. These copper pennies are highly sought after because they were only produced in limited quantities during that transition period, making them a prized find for numismatists. But there's another layer to this story. Aside from the composition change, the 1982 penny is also known for a series of minting errors that can increase its value even more. Errors can happen during the minting process, and when they do, they can lead to unique variations of a coin that are much rarer than the standard issue. For example, the 1982 penny was known for having several notable errors, including the infamous wide AM and close AM varieties. These terms refer to the spacing between the letters A and M in the word America on the reverse side of the coin. In the wide AM version, the spacing is much wider than on the standard coin, while the close AM version has a much narrower gap. These minting errors are incredibly rare, and collectors go wild for them. They add a significant premium to the value of a coin, and owning a 1982 penny with one of these errors can mean big money for you as a seller. Minting errors aren't something you come across every day, so if you do find one, make sure to have it professionally evaluated to ensure it's authentic. So, just how valuable can a 1982 Lincoln penny be? Well, it all comes down to the coin's composition, its condition, and whether it has any minting errors. Regular zinc pennies from 1982 in average condition are still worth a little more than face value, but when you're dealing with copper pennies from that year, the value jumps dramatically. If the coin is in pristine, uncirculated condition, it becomes even more valuable. But here's the real kicker: if you happen to find a 1982 copper penny with one of those minting errors, you could be sitting on a treasure worth thousands of dollars. The most valuable 1982 pennies are those that feature the rare wide AM or close AM error, and collectors will pay top dollar to get their hands on one. In fact, some 1982 copper pennies with these errors have sold for as much as $49,000. Yes, you heard that right. $49,000 for a single penny. It might sound unbelievable, but in the world of rare coin collecting, it's completely possible. The combination of rarity, minting errors, and historical significance makes these 1982 pennies a true gem for collectors. If you think you might have one of these rare 1982 copper pennies with a minting error, it's crucial to get it professionally graded and authenticated by a reputable coin grading service. A certified coin can significantly increase your chances of selling it for its true value, and you'll have peace of mind knowing that it's a genuine collectible. So, what should you do next? Take a look through your change jar or coin collection and see if you have any 1982 Lincoln pennies. Check the composition. If it's a copper penny, you're already on the right track. Next, carefully inspect the reverse side for any signs of minting errors, such as the wide AM or close AM varieties. If you find a penny with one of these rare errors, don't hesitate to get it evaluated. In conclusion, the 1982 Lincoln penny is a perfect example of how small changes in currency design can lead to big opportunities for collectors. Whether it's the rare copper composition or a minting error that makes the coin stand out, the value of this penny has skyrocketed in recent years. If you happen to own one, or if you come across one in your daily transactions, you could be holding onto a coin that's worth far more than you ever expected. Today, we're going to explore a fascinating coin that might just be hiding in your collection or even in your spare change right now. We're talking about the 1987 Lincoln 1-cent penny. While this coin might look like a simple penny, trust me, there's a lot more to it than meets the eye. You won't believe how much this tiny coin could be worth, especially when it comes to the right condition and rare features. Let's start by taking a step back and looking at the history behind the 1987 Lincoln penny. As you know, the Lincoln penny has been a staple in American currency since 1909. It features the iconic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, and over the years, the reverse side has undergone various design changes. But in 1987, the penny remained relatively unchanged, continuing with the design that has become familiar to collectors and everyday users alike. In 1987, the U.S. Mint produced billions of pennies to meet the demand for coins in circulation. These pennies were made from a copper-plated zinc composition, which had become the standard by that time. While the 1987 penny may seem like an ordinary coin, the value of this particular year is anything but. Most 1987 pennies you'll find in your change are likely to be just worth 1 cent, but for collectors, this coin holds more potential than you may realize. Now, here's where things get interesting. The value of a 1987 Lincoln penny depends on a few key factors, and the most important one is the condition of the coin. Like any collectible, the better the condition, the more valuable the coin becomes. Most 1987 pennies have been heavily circulated over the years, which means they have scratches, wear, and other imperfections. However, if you happen to find a 1987 penny in uncirculated or mint condition, that's when the real value starts to appear. Coins in these pristine conditions are rare, and collectors are willing to pay a premium for them. But the story doesn't end there. Like many other years, the 1987 penny has a few special features that can make it even more valuable. Coin collectors are always on the lookout for rare errors, and the 1987 Lincoln penny has been known to feature some unique minting errors that can significantly increase its value. These errors can range from slight variations in the design to more noticeable flaws in the strike point. One of the most common errors that collectors look for in 1987 pennies is the double die error. This occurs when the die used to strike the coin is misaligned or mistakenly struck twice, which results in doubled features on the coin. On the 1987 penny, you might notice doubling in the inscriptions on the obverse, such as in the words, Liberty, or In God We Trust. This type of error is rare, and coins with double die errors can fetch much higher prices than standard pennies. Another error that can increase the value of a 1987 penny is an off-center strike. This happens when the coin isn't properly aligned during the minting process, causing the design to be struck off-center. The result is a coin with an unusual appearance, and error coins like these are highly desirable to collectors. Finding a 1987 penny with an off-center strike can be a real treasure. So, just how much can a 1987 Lincoln penny be worth? Well, if you have one in excellent, uncirculated condition, you're already looking at a coin worth more than face value. But if your coin features one of those rare minting errors, that's when things get really exciting. A 1987 penny with a double die or off-center strike could be worth thousands of dollars, depending on the error's prominence and the coin's condition. And now, for the moment you've all been waiting for, just how much can a 1987 Lincoln penny be worth? Well, a pristine, uncirculated 1987 penny can be valued at a significant premium, but if you find a penny with a rare error, like the double die or off-center strike, it could be worth an astonishing $39,000. Yes, you heard that right, $39,000 for a single penny. It might seem unbelievable, but in the world of rare coin collecting, this kind of value is entirely possible. The rarity of these error coins, combined with the historical significance of the 1987 penny, makes it highly sought after by collectors. Whether it's a double die error or an off-center strike, if you happen to find one of these rare varieties in great condition, you could be looking at a small fortune. So, what should you do next if you think you've found a valuable 1987 penny? First, examine the coin carefully. Look for any signs of minting errors, like doubling or misalignment in the design. Pay attention to the condition of the coin. If it's in pristine, uncirculated condition, that's already a great start. If you notice any unusual features, like a double die or off-center strike, it's time to get your coin professionally graded. A certified coin will give you an accurate valuation and help you sell it for its true worth. To wrap up, the 1987 Lincoln penny may look like just another penny at first, but for the right collector, it's anything but ordinary. With the potential for minting errors and the possibility of finding one in exceptional condition, this small coin could be worth a whole lot more than you think. So, next time you come across a 1987 penny, take a closer look. You might just have a hidden treasure on your hands. Today, we have something truly fascinating to talk about: the 1976 Lincoln 1-cent penny. At first glance, it may seem like just another penny, but let me tell you, this coin is anything but ordinary. If you're into collecting coins or just have an eye for rare finds, you're going to want to stick around as we uncover the hidden potential of this particular penny. The 1976 Lincoln penny is one of the most interesting and valuable pennies in U.S. history, and you might be surprised at how much it can be worth today. But before we dive into its true value, let's take a quick look at its history and significance. The year 1976 was a monumental year for the United States. It marked the 200th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence, a milestone that was celebrated all across the country. To commemorate this bicentennial anniversary, the U.S. Mint released special editions of various coins, including the quarter, half-dollar, and dollar coin. Now, while the 1976 penny didn't get a commemorative redesign like those other coins, it was still produced during a year full of celebration and national pride. The regular Lincoln penny design was used, but it has become an important coin for collectors due to its place in history. This penny, produced during the bicentennial celebrations, can hold a special place in your collection, but that's not where its true value lies. The primary factor that makes the 1976 Lincoln penny valuable lies in its condition, rarity, and any minting errors it might feature. As with any coin, the condition it's in can dramatically affect its worth. Most of the 1976 pennies you'll find today have been circulated extensively. They've been in people's pockets, dropped on the ground, and passed through countless hands over the years. As a result, they tend to have scratches, dents, and general wear and tear. However, if you happen to have a 1976 penny in uncirculated or near perfect condition, that's when the real value starts to emerge. Coins that are well preserved, free from major wear, and show little to no signs of use are highly sought after by collectors. But wait, there's more. Aside from condition, another key factor that increases the value of the 1976 penny is the possibility of minting errors. Yes, you heard that right. Minting errors can turn an ordinary penny into an extraordinary find. The 1976 Lincoln penny is known for a variety of possible errors, and collectors go wild when they find one. Some of the most common errors include double die coins, where the image or lettering is struck twice, resulting in a slight duplication of features. The most desirable of these errors is usually a doubled Liberty, or In God We Trust, on the obverse side of the coin. These double die varieties are rare and can increase the value of the coin exponentially. Another minting error that can boost the value of a 1976 penny is a misaligned die, which causes the design to appear off-center. This type of error creates a unique and visually interesting look for the coin, and collectors will pay a premium for these off-center varieties. If you happen to find a 1976 penny with one of these errors, you've found a treasure. But let's talk about the condition again, because condition is key. A coin that is graded in mint or near mint condition will be worth far more than one that has seen significant wear. Coins that are graded at a high level, such as MS65, Mint State 65, or higher, can command prices well above face value. So, what does that mean for the 1976 penny? If you have a 1976 Lincoln penny in uncirculated condition, it's likely worth more than the typical penny. But if it's one of those rare error coins with a double die or off-center strike, you're talking about a completely different value range. Coins with these types of errors, combined with exceptional condition, can be worth thousands of dollars to the right buyer. That brings us to the big question: how much can a 1976 Lincoln penny be worth? Well, let's put it this way. A typical 1976 penny in average condition is worth just a few cents over face value. But if you happen to find one with a minting error, especially if it's a double die or off-center strike in near-perfect condition, you could be holding a coin that is worth far more. In fact, the value of a 1976 Lincoln penny with the right condition and a rare minting error can reach as high as $53,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $53,000 for a single 1976 penny. It might sound too good to be true, but in the world of rare coins, it's a reality. The combination of rarity, historical significance, and unique minting errors makes these pennies highly sought after by collectors and investors. If you're lucky enough to come across a 1976 penny with a rare error, especially in exceptional condition, you could be looking at a significant payday. So, how can you tell if you have one of these valuable 1976 Lincoln pennies? Start by carefully examining your coin for any signs of minting errors like doubled lettering or misalignment. Then, check the condition. If your penny is shiny and looks brand new, it could be worth much more than a standard, well-worn coin. If you find an error coin, it's best to have it professionally graded by a reputable coin grading service to ensure you're getting an accurate evaluation of its value. In conclusion, the 1976 Lincoln penny may seem like a small, everyday coin, but it has the potential to be worth a small fortune if it's in the right condition or features a rare minting error. Whether you're just starting out in coin collecting or you've been at it for years, this penny is a great example of how the value of a coin can be far greater than its face value. So, the next time you're digging through your spare change, take a moment to look at your 1976 pennies. You might just be holding onto a coin worth $53,000. Today, we have an incredibly exciting topic for all of you who are passionate about rare coins. If you've ever wondered whether that handful of pennies sitting in your drawer could hold some hidden treasure, today's video might just change the way you look at those little coins. We're diving deep into the world of the 1979 Lincoln 1-cent penny, a coin that, for most of us, seems like a simple piece of everyday currency. But believe me, this coin has much more to offer than meets the eye. Let's start by taking a look at the historical context of the 1979 Lincoln penny. The year 1979 marked a time of transition in the United States. The country was navigating through a tough economic period with rising inflation and changes in the world stage. For the U.S. Mint, it was a time when they were still producing billions of pennies each year to keep up with the demand for smaller denominations in circulation. The 1979 penny is made of copper-plated zinc, just like its counterparts in the years that followed. But here's the thing. While the 1979 penny was produced in large numbers and circulated widely, its true value has skyrocketed in recent years, especially for those in exceptional condition or with unique features. Most of the pennies from this year you'll come across have been heavily circulated, showing signs of wear and tear, but there's a particular segment of 1979 pennies that are anything but ordinary. You see, just like with any collectible, the condition of the coin plays a huge role in determining its worth. If you happen to have a 1979 Lincoln penny that has been kept in excellent, uncirculated condition, you're already looking at a coin that's far more valuable than its face value. Coins in mint or near mint condition can command much higher prices, simply because they've been kept in pristine condition over the years. But we're not just talking about regular, well-preserved pennies. There's something even more exciting at play here. Point one of the most thrilling aspects of coin collecting is the discovery of minting errors. And the 1979 Lincoln penny has its own share of these rare errors that collectors absolutely love. Minting errors can make a coin even more valuable, and this particular penny is no exception. Some of the most desirable 1979 Lincoln pennies feature doubled dies. A doubled die occurs when the coin's design is struck more than once by the die, which causes parts of the design to appear doubled. In a 1979 penny, this doubling can be found in the words, "Liberty, in God we trust," or even the date itself. If you find a 1979 Lincoln penny with any noticeable doubling, especially in those key areas, you're holding on to something special. Error coins like these are highly sought after by collectors, and they can fetch a hefty premium compared to their more common counterparts. In fact, the rarer the error, the higher the price a collector will be willing to pay for it. Another minting error to watch out for with the 1979 penny is an off-center strike. This happens when the coin isn't properly aligned during the minting process, causing the design to appear off-center or misaligned. The result is a coin with an unusual appearance, and these coins can be highly valuable to collectors looking for unique and interesting specimens. The 1979 penny with an off-center strike is rare and often commands a higher price, especially if the misalignment is dramatic and the coin is in good condition. You might be thinking, how much could a 1979 Lincoln penny really be worth? Well, if you have a penny that is in uncirculated condition, you're already talking about a few dollars above face value. But if you happen to own one of those rare error varieties, a double die or an off-center strike, you could be in for a much bigger surprise. The value of a 1979 Lincoln penny with the right features and in fantastic condition can be truly staggering. To give you an idea of what you could be sitting on, a 1979 penny with a significant error and in excellent condition could be worth as much as $58,000. Yes, you heard that right. $58,000 for a single penny. While it's incredibly rare to find one of these coins in such great condition, they do exist, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar for them. Imagine finding one of these rare coins in your spare change or discovering one hiding in a collection that's been passed down through generations. The moment you realize its value, you could be looking at a serious windfall. It's important to remember that the key to maximizing the value of your 1979 penny is having it professionally graded. Coin grading services evaluate the condition of the coin and assign a grade, which directly affects its market value. If you suspect that your penny is one of these rare varieties, it's always a good idea to have it assessed by a reputable coin grading service. So, what should you be looking for in your 1979 pennies? First, check for any minting errors, especially double die varieties in the lettering or date. Then, look at the condition. Coins that are in mint condition without any scratches, dents, or signs of wear are the ones you want to hang on to. If you find a penny that checks both of these boxes, a coin in excellent condition, you could have a real treasure on your hands. As we wrap up, it's clear that the 1979 Lincoln penny is far more than just a penny. It's a valuable piece of U.S. history, a coin that holds incredible potential for collectors, and a piece that could be worth a small fortune if you know what to look for. Whether you're just starting out in coin collecting or you're a seasoned pro, this penny is one that should definitely be on your radar. So, next time you come across a 1979 penny, take a closer look. You could be holding onto a coin worth $58,000. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you found this information helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, and click that notification bell so you never miss out on another exciting coin discovery. Keep hunting, and happy collecting!